Good morning, guys.
Welcome to another day of 365.
Alright, so today's video isn't really a vlog, it's kind of crafty. So about a month ago I did a video where it wasn't really a tutorial or anything, it was just kind of a watch me do something in time-lapse, and I made cat butt magnets. And somebody commented on that video that they wanted something a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, Mommy.
Yeah, I know. What's up?
It was her.
It was me. Someone commented on the video that they wanted something a little bit more detailed with a little bit more instruction. So I thought I'd give it a shot.
Hello.
Hello. It turned out a little bit wonky because someone was crawling all over me, right? That person right there.
I'm not a person, I'm a kid.
But that's okay. It still just gives you the basic outline of what to do. Obviously, I did it much bigger than if it were just a magnet. That was because it's easier to see on camera if I'm using a big hook and big yarn rather than the little ones that I usually use. With all that being said, let's jump into the tutorial. Take it easy on me. I am not a teacher. I don't follow patterns. I kind of just wing it. So this was like my best attempt at teaching somebody else how to make a cat butt magnet. So jumping right into it, you're going to have your tail end and your ball end, and you're going to wrap it around your fingers with the working end from the ball going around the back, just like if you were making a slip knot. You're going to slip your crochet hook under the first one and pull up a loop from the back working yarn, and then you're going to make that into a single crochet. Remaining first round stitches will be worked in this ring. The amount of stitches that you work into the ring will determine how big your cat butt ends up. I put 5 in mine, but I mean, if you need a bigger butthole, by all means, work as many stitches in there as you'd like. I didn't really want to cut anything out so you could see this from start to finish, but I am going to speed up this part. It's just throwing stitches into the ring. When you have the desired amount of stitches in your ring, pull on that tail end to close the loop. Slip stitch the first stitch into the last stitch, and that will complete round 1. Make sure everything looks neat and tidy, and then go ahead and clip color 1 off. Go ahead and join on your main color, and I'm not really going to go into details on that because if you're watching the video, I'm going to assume that you know some basic technique. And you're going to want to hold all your ends as you do this so you don't have to weave those in later. It can be a bit tricky and finicky, but it does save time later. So in this round, you're growing your circle, which means you're going to put 2 single crochets into every stitch. Once you've worked your way around the circle doing 2 single crochets into every stitch, it's really up to you how you join the rows. I like to just continue in a spiral so I don't join them, but if it's your preference, you can slip stitch into that first stitch there and make a cleaner join. I just like to keep going. Once you're into round 3, you're going to only increase every other stitch. A good rule of thumb here is that on round 2, you're increasing every stitch. On round 3, you're increasing every other stitch. On round 4, you're going to increase every third stitch, and so on and so forth. When your circle is as big as you'd like it to be, you can go ahead and start the tail. I'm going to do that by chaining 6, I guess. You can make your tail as long as you want to by just making a bigger chain. When your tail is as long as you'd like it to be, you can either slip stitch or single crochet in each one of those chains back to the main body. To join the tail to the body, just slip stitch in the same stitch that your chain came from originally. And now you're just going to work your way around with single crochets, doing your increases in the established pattern until you get to the place where you would like to place your feet. And as you can see here, I went too far. I decided that I wanted the foot placed someplace else, and that's not really a problem. You just rip back out, that's the beauty of crochet, and pick back up. And the way I do my feet is I do a couple of double crochets worked into the same stitch, and I leave them on the hook. When I have 3 double crochets on my hook, I pull the last one through to connect them at the top, and then to connect it back down to the main body, I put a slip stitch into the same stitch that all 3 double crochets are in. I hope that that sounds coherent because I've never really tried to describe what I'm doing out loud. I just know what I'm doing. You're going to work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and in the following stitch you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to work 3 double crochets into the same stitch, connect them at the top by either pulling the 3rd one through or doing a slip stitch at the top, and then connecting with a slip stitch back down to the main body. And now you're just going to continue working your way around with single crochets in the established increase pattern until you get back to the tail, and then you can slip stitch it closed and pull through and snip off your end. Pull your end through, secure it with a knot, and then you can go ahead and weave in any ends that you've got, snip off the tails, and that's it. I know this one's a little bit wonky. I had a 3-year-old climbing on me. I don't know what to say. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see me make something else, I mean, the tutorials can only get better, right? Leave me a happy, friendly comment down below, and we will see you guys tomorrow.